Hey everybody, welcome to Afternoon Market Action. My name is Glenn Tompkins, and that picture of that guy over there is Patrick France, who's currently on vacation, but we didn't want you to miss out on seeing him. If you can hear me loud and clear, please let me know in the chat. I am monitoring both Facebook and YouTube chat today, so if you can hear me, please let me know. Please let me know, preferably with VV Nation. And again, welcome to be here. Are you guys like on the case of the Mondays? Son of a gun, you guys are moving a little. Joey, is there a big lag today or not? Man, these guys on the
Zero.
You guys have the case of the Mondays. All right, I see Miss McClintock says 5x5. Sunny says loud and clear. Couch Potato, love that name. Good afternoon. And also let me know where you're tuning in from. Innate Wisdom, Martin, Reginald says, hi, Glenn, VV Nation. Glad to have you here. Where's my Facebook, folks? My Facebook. Not a lot of people on Facebook looking at today. I'm wondering if everybody's at home, sitting back, eating popcorn, waiting to see what's going on in the market. Interesting. We got a lot to cover today. We definitely have a lot to cover today, especially because the inflation report came out. I think this was probably one of the most widely watched reports in quite some time, and just seeing how it's going to affect our market. And it looks like adversely it has as well. So Chris is tuning in from Canada. Ms. McClintock says pretty much. I think everybody is sitting at home. Mr. Westermeyer from Missouri. Roger is here. Sonny says at Ms. McClintock, back at you. And my Facebook folks, you here? Talk to me. My Facebook feed folks, hit the like button, hit the hearts, do something. Let me know you're alive over there. All right, South Carolina, not too far from us. There you go. Mark, let me know hello from Ontario, eh? Yeah, I like that. There you go. Justin from California, and Jamshid from Virginia, El Salvador. I love that we have people from all over the world tuning in to our live streams. This is awesome. I love that. Again, a lot to cover today. So if you're brand new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so that you'll be alerted to when new content like this comes out. Hit the like button as well if you like what you see here. And I'm looking at how many people we got here. Do me a favor if you can, especially if you're a regular on the channel. Don't forget to share this right now. Take a second right now to share this link with the people on your social circles. I got a lot of people on our YouTube who have a lot of followers. Let them know what's going on here. So if you can, folks, help me out a little bit. Share the link from right here and let them know what's going on. Let's get some more people in here. Is it capitulation yet? What are you telling me? What are you asking me, Boston, in regards to, is it capitulation yet? I will tell you this. I think that right now at this particular point in time, we're probably going through disinflation. All right. And disinflation, if you haven't looked at our video, it's one out there already. I just shared with Jay. Does that help? That helps, Cody. That does help. Disinflation is still high inflation, but better than the previous report. So disinflation means that inflation is getting better, but still high. I think we've now entered into that. We're halfway through to the point of a recession. We're looking for GDP to go down for another quarter before we can officially claim a recession. So those are some of the aspects of what's going on in the market and where we stand. All right. So we talk about a lot of these things on our channel already. If you don't already support the channel by looking at a lot of the other content, please do so. All right. Ms. McClintock says VV came on and the market started to tank. Well, I think that should be bad. Sigh. Maybe I should just sign off. I'm gonna cry a little bit. Winchester, Virginia, new VV subscriber. Thank you, Tom, for being here. I appreciate it. All right. So let's get into what's going on in the market. Let's go over to my web views. I got a lot of stories out there about stuff, and I'm going to move this down a little bit. I just got a new subscriber. Who is that, Joey? I can't read it. Sean. Sean Hansel just subscribed. Thank you for that. How come the thing didn't come up? Oh, that's for Super Chat. I got another somebody. I got Dewan Pander. Look at that. I got people got subscribers today. That's a beautiful thing, folks. That is a beautiful thing. And again, I want to get more people here. Let me go move this over real quick so you can see more of the story. There we go. All right, so first one, U.S. inflation dips from a 4-decade high, but still causing pain. Why is it still causing pain? Because it's still high. And the number that I was looking for some semblance of a catalyst to move us a little higher because the market is so oversold and the market's looking for a bottom. And how do you know when a bottom happens? When the market stops going down and starts going up. And I was thinking that if we could still be in the numbers 7 point something as opposed to 8.5 from the last report, that might have been enough to push us a little higher, but it still stayed in the 8. It still stayed in the 8s. And so what does that mean? It means that inflation is high, that the Fed might still have to be more hawkish. Remember in his last report, his last conference, he pretty much said that the 75 basis point was off the table, that he was going to stick to the 50 basis point. Well, he may have to revisit that, you think? If you think he may have to revisit that, type of 1 in the room. If you think he's going to stay the course at 50 basis points, type of 2 in the room. All right. And here's Susan says something that's on everybody's mind. All my earnings are nearly gone. And you know something? I'm going to talk a little bit about that. A lot of people are saying that he's going to stay the course. Where's my Facebook crowd? What you guys think? A lot of people, it's a mixture. Actually, it is a mixture. I think personally, my own opinion is I think he's got to be more hawkish. Why? Because even he just started raising interest rates. There's only been 2 raises. Inflation comes down just a tad. It's nominal. All right. If he's trying to get to that 2%, it's gonna take a long time of raising interest rates to do so. Jawar says stay the course. And I think a lot of people think that he is going to stay the course. We'll see. But I think this number that came out is going to have a ripple effect. And at least it may make him consider 75 basis points. He's already said July is undecided, says D. Westermeyer. All right. So that opens the door for him to still be a little bit more aggressive on interest rates. So we'll see what happens. Miss McClintock said something because John is answering. Did you short the market mid-April? Okay, Now is the time to go buy 25% long. Ooh, all right. I'm going to talk about that. And then says sell in May and go away 50%. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. All right, because I got a story. Let's go to my next story. Inflation momentum is still strong. Experts react to the 8.3. Remember, the last report was 8.5. This is 8.3. That's not a lot of move. And if people were nervous about the 8.5 number, do you think they're a little less nervous because the 8.3 number? It was higher than expected. Now, interesting as I look at today's market, as we're going to get to in a second, it does say stocks rebound as investors shake off another hot inflation report. How long do you think that stays? I think that there's a lot of people in this room, there's a lot of people in the market that are concerned, especially what's going on in their retirement accounts. All right, I just put out a video. What was that last night's video, Joey? I think it was, which was, don't panic, stay focused. Hopefully, how many of you watched that video? How many of you watched that video? Don't panic, stay focused. And it was really talking to you about what was going on in the market and walking you through a process of trying to protect your wealth in your portfolios. And a lot of people, at least one person in the room said that their earnings had all but gone away. And that's tough. That's a tough pill to swallow. I don't care where you are, who you are. That's a tough pill to swallow, especially trying to be in the market to make money. So stocks rebound as investors shake off another hot inflation report. Here's another one. Here's the story. And this goes along with Will, look at this. Came out yesterday. JP Morgan's Kolanovic says the market has reached peak hawkishness and investors should snap up risky assets. How many of you, this is a good question. I want both YouTube and Facebook. How many of you feel comfortable in buying up some stocks because the market looks ripe for stocks to start moving? Type a 1 if you're ready to start buying stocks now. Type a 2 if you're not. All right. Type a 1 if you're ready to start looking for bargain basement stuff now. Type a 2 if not. All right. I know that the market is looking for a bottom. I don't know how much further down the market's going to go from where we are right now. So I am on the number 2. Why do you want to try to catch a falling knife just because you think that the market should be going up? How many times has the market humbled you for trying to outthink it? Just type a yes in the room if you know that the market has humbled you each time you try to outthink what the market is going to do. All right? And I'm telling you right now, I personally would wait. Let the market come to you. Now, if you go and you start buying stocks long now because they are bargain basements, and they really, really are, and the market keeps on going down, you're hurting yourself. Why not let the market come to you? Why not wait for the market to start to rebound before you buy? Will you leave some money on the table? Absolutely. Absolutely. But I'd like to have some confirmation that the move that I'm getting into has some substance behind it. And that's important, folks. That is very, very, very important. But you do what you want to do. The story says that it's time to snap up risky assets. My personal opinion is I'm not ready to do that just quite yet. All right. Now, Apple will be sweet when it bounces. Absolutely, innate wisdom. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for Apple. As much as I love Apple, I'm not in love with Apple. Corey on Facebook says, I don't believe in the dollar cost averaging down. Absolutely, I don't either. There's a lot of people that will average their stock prices down. I'd rather, listen, my job is to make money in the market. My job is to help to teach you or give you guidance on how to make money in the market. Anybody can lose money in the market. I don't want you to be in a position, because you know something? Even if you try to dollar cost average down, how much does that stock have to move up before you're in the positive? Think about that. Do you really want, time is money, and everybody knows that. Do you really want to wait that time for the stock to rebound before you're in the positive? Well, I got it at a lower price because I dollar cost average down. How long are you sitting in that negative position before it rises? That's just what I got to say. Roger says, this is one reason I pay no attention to JP Morgan. Listen, it's news. I'm putting it out there. That's all I'm doing. You think today we start a bear market on the S&P? I think that the only thing that was keeping the S&P out of a bear market was the petroleum stocks, because they were moving so much. I think that was the only thing. I think that all the Dow, the NASDAQ are in bear market territory. I think it was the S&P was the only one that was not in bear market territory yet, but I think we're going to be there. All right. So you're going to time the bottom, MH? Yep. And you know something? I'm going to show you that I can, MH. How many of you who are not subscribers don't think that we can time the bottom? Type a 1. For those people, all my regular people who are VectorVest subscribers know that we can. But how many of you out there who are not subscribers to the program think that we cannot time the bottom? Type a 1 in the room. This is just for my people who are not subscribers to the VectorVest software. How many? And I'm okay with that. No. For all the ones that are typing 1s, do not attack them, folks, at all. They have the right to their opinions. But I'm going to show you that we can. All right? So make sure you stay for that. And if you, I'm goodly muggly, I'm going to show you that we can. All right. Talking about inflation and how it's affecting people, Carvana to lay off 2,500 people and executives to forego salaries for the rest of the year. That's a pivot. That's trying to save the bottom line because inflation is so high. There's a lot of companies going through layoffs. Somebody else was just getting ready to lay off a lot of people too. Somebody. If you do, I'll stand corrected. I'm going to DCA my. What does DCA mean? Joey, am I missing something? What does DCA mean? Is it a bad thing? I don't know what that means. Glenn can time the market bottom just as well as he can make a great cup of coffee. But I'm telling you, folks, for everybody who is not a subscriber to the software, dollar cost averaging. Okay, that's what that meant. Thank you. Because I was like, what the flying flip is DCA? All right, so I'm gonna help you. And whose name was that? That was MH. I gotta write that down because I'm gonna show you MH that we can time the bottom. All right. That was on Carvana. Oil tumbles 6% as China COVID lockdowns way. All right. I still think that oil is going to be the way to go. I think this is just a pullback. I think oil is still going to be the way to go because it is a problem with getting it. All right. The demand is high. The supply is not. All right. So I still think today is a pullback on oil. I still think that oil is still a good place to have your money. Now, interesting, when I'm looking at interest rates going up, I'm looking at mortgage rates going up. Interesting story. Adjustable rate mortgage demand surges to a 14-year high. The ARM rate. And I sit back and I go, why? Why is everybody wanting to jump on the adjustable? If I'm buying a house, I want a fixed mortgage. I don't want my mortgage moving with the going rate of interest. But adjustable rate mortgages demand surge to a 14-year high as home buyers try to afford this pricey spring market. So they're going for the adjustable. So I went and I looked. Here it is. ARMs offer lower rates, and I know that. My doctor's calling me. I told them to call me a lot earlier than this, but they're waiting. ARMs offer lower rates, which can be fixed. Now, I didn't know that an adjustable rate could still be fixed for 5, 7, or 10 years. I didn't know that. ARMs are fully underwritten like fixed rate mortgages, and they do require a down payment. This was not the case in the early 2000s when poorly underwritten interest-only ARMs with shorter teaser periods were blamed for the epic housing crash. So interesting that people, just to be able to get into houses. Now, I think that's going to stop, though. I think that's going to cool down a little bit in regards to getting into a pricey house. I think that this is going to definitely turn more into a buyer's market more so than a seller's market, because houses are going to be up there for a lot of money. And I think they're going to, because of interest rates going higher and mortgage rates going higher, people are not going to be willing to do that. So I think it's going to pull back down. In Canada, variable rate mortgages work out better than fixed rates 72% of the time over the past 30-year time period. I didn't know that. I really thought that people would pull away for the adjustable rates because they will adjust accordingly. So when interest rates get high, they're going to pay a higher rate. I will tell you where the bottom was in 6 months. David, I'm going to be able to tell you. For anybody who's new out there, I'm going to show you how we do this. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you coming out of 2008 into 2009, where we pretty much called the bottom. I'm going to show you coming into out of COVID, where we pretty much called the bottom as well. All right. My sister is a realtor, and she told me people are looking at 7-year ARMs and buying some points. Inventory is low in Boston. Interesting. So I'm glad I brought this story to the table because it's making news. Now, analysis reiterates the price target on AMC Entertainment after Q1 beat. Here's why. How many people have heard that the market downturn is being blamed on meme stocks? Type of 1 in the room. If you haven't heard that, type of 2. How many people have heard that the pullback in the market is being blamed on meme stocks? Type of 1 in the room. if you haven't heard about that type of two. So I've been listening around. A lot of people, I'm seeing the twos coming up. I'm listening, and I'm like, how do you put the downturn on the market? Oh, Brian is here. Brian, howdy, on Facebook. I'm sitting there and going like, really? You're really going to blame a lot of this on meme stocks? So the two biggest meme stocks out there, of course, are GME, AMC. I'm on the train of AMC, even though I don't own it right now. And you know Patrick's bigly on GME. The reason why I'm not in either one of these, when are you going to start trading, says Mike. Mike, we're going to talk about a lot of stocks, and we'll look at some stocks to trade. We will definitely do that. All right. I know it says that in there about that it's live trading, but a lot of this is news about what's going on, and to keep you apprised of that. And we're going to look at some stocks, though. We will definitely look at some stocks. All right. So interesting on the meme stocks. A lot of people still have a low price target on both GME and AMC. Now, another thing, how many of you are trading cryptos? How about this? SEC Chair Gensler doubles down on regulating crypto as securities. The government's trying to get their money in on here. Money's still, what's up with Mullen? Mullen is still, that was a JSG. What's up with Mullen? Mullen is still the benefactor of getting beaten up by a short story. And I still think that is affecting them adversely. And then most recently, there is some good news behind it. Most recently, I did a story on it in one of these, whether it was on Trending Thursday or Midday Market, in regards to Mullen. I would just be careful with Mullen. That's what I'm going to do. I, for one, appreciate you talking about the market just to try to understand what's going on in the market. And Lynette, I appreciate that. All right, I appreciate that. Lou says, I'm a bottom fisher and I stop to be a falling knife catcher. Stop being a falling knife catcher. You don't want to do that. What will be the next disruption in stocks? When you say disruption, I don't know yet. I still think that energy is a good move. I think insurance, believe it or not, I think insurance is a good play. And I'll talk a little bit more about that, Maria. I'll talk a little bit about that. All right. And going back, keeping with cryptos, Grayscale tells the SEC that turning the biggest Bitcoin fund into an ETF will unlock $8 billion for an investor. I just saw the story. I haven't read into it. And another thing, Bitcoin drops as Wall Street shares tumble. Bitcoin is under a lot of selling pressure, but there's a lot of big wigs pushing it. Whether it's states having their pension funds look into the idea of crypto, and there's a lot of that. I just talked recently that Fidelity was putting out the ability to buy crypto in your retirement account. It's garnering a lot of exposure. A lot of people still think that it's garbage. You look at Warren Buffett, he said he wouldn't touch it. I'm still a believer that it's got a place, but everything happens in its own time, and we'll see what happens with it. And stable coins is my last story, but you know something? I'm going to get into a couple of different things real quick. Where's what I'm looking for? That's what I'm looking for. Let's go to the viewers tab. Let's go to, I already covered market news. All right. I already covered the market news. So from the perspective of, from what is there to trade right now? All right. One more question, my friend. How do you feel about SoFi stocks? Ooh, I'm going to do a story, JSG. I'm probably going to do a story in the near future on SoFi. All right. Be on the lookout for that. All right. Be on the lookout for that. What about Amazon split? Everyone's talking about that. Happens in June, and Amazon is going to be a story that we're going to talk about today as well. Let's talk about the fastest moving sectors. I'm going to go to the Unisearch tool. Let's just see if I got some ideas of what's moving today from the perspective of a trade. All right. Let's go to a 10-day RT Delta. I got a new search that I made from our special presentation last week. Paper, look at that. Over the last 20 days, by way of price delta, it's gone up about 0.5% over the last 20 days and moving higher over the last 10 days. So let's do this. Let's go view the stocks in that sector. You want to see some stocks to trade for today. Let's take a look. There's only 18 stocks in here. I'm going to graph them all. Look at that. And I'm looking at intraday 5-minute bars. You want some live trading. Let's go look at, here's a company. How many of you actually knew that paper was a strong sector right now? Type of 1. I thought, Maria, the split for Google was going to be in June. I thought it was June. Yeah, everybody's telling me it's June 6th. Maria says, oh, that's the Google split. All right, Amazon is in June. All right, how many of you knew that paper was such a hot sector? And I bet you the people that are answering the questions, the people who are answering that most likely are VectorVest subscriber. One, I knew because you mentioned it the other day, Glenn. Yeah, I know. All right. So from a trade perspective today, I like that the 3 is above the 8. I'm using 2 moving averages at exponential moving average. The green line is a 3. The red line is an 8. I don't mind this as a pick today. RT is nicely above 1. Volume is okay. I'd like to see it jump above this level of the high before I jump on board with it. The level of the high is sitting at 45.95. I'd probably go to 45.05. 45.07 would be my entry point on this. It created, after it pulled back from the high, it did create a level of support sitting at the value of about 43.59. I'm looking at about 45.07 to jump on board from a live trade perspective. Now, PKG was up today, leveled out. The 3 and the 8 cross bearish right here. Good time to take your profits off of the table. It fell. Found 2 levels of support. Beautiful hammer formation right there. The 3 and the 8 crossed right here at 210. Moving up, but look at the most recent candle, sitting at a level of resistance at the price of 160.70. I'd wait for it to break above that price, but I do like the V-shaped bounce, hitting a level of support, sitting at 159.02. Hammer formation, 3-8 cross, but I'd love, and where did the stock's price stop? Right at that level of the wick at the top, right at that zone of that level of resistance, all right? What's up, Energy? All right, I'd wait on that one. RFP, another paper, bounced off a level of support, the 3-8 cross. That's a big thing for me, whether I'm day trading or swing trading, end of day or real time. I like the 3-8 cross, especially after, and this is where I don't want to catch a falling knife. Does everybody see that? And this is where, you say, man, the stock, I like the stock overall, and I'm going to stay in the stock. This is the falling knife. How low is low? We don't know until it stops going down. And now let's talk about the entry point. So off of that bounce, 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, boom, there you go. 20 minutes. I got 20 minutes. Did I leave some money on the table? Absolutely. But I've got some conviction behind the move. Before I jump on board with it. Herbert says, international paper has been doing pretty good. The sector is doing good. So if the sector is doing good, stocks within the sector should be doing good as well. Let's go to the next one. All right, IP, international paper. Beautiful entry here with the 3 and the 8. Go, 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 go. And by time the 3-8 crossed to the downside, were you able to take a profit off the table? Absolutely. A little bit of a rebound, not for too long, came back down. Look at that. There's the falling knife again. Don't want to catch it. Let the falling knife fall. Here's a level of support. Boom. Look at that bounce. 3 and the 8 coming off that bounce. 5, 10 minutes. 10 minutes, I'm now back in the stock. Who was the person that asked me about, are we going to do any live trading? Who were you? I don't remember who you were. I apologize, but who were you? Essentially, consumer staples will cover the manufacturers. It could be. For us young investors, what's a good cost-effective dividend stock? Susan said paper had no clue. What's a good dividend stock? I can run a search. So JSG, as a subscriber, we have dividend plays that I can hone in on at any given time. I'm probably not going to run that again. I don't want to give all of the secrets away to what the software can do if you're not a subscriber. 99 cents for 30 days gets you that information. All right. But we have that. We do have that ability to find and hone into dividend plays. John says, Glenn, you mentioned Carvana. Look at the horrible earnings they had and sliding stock price back when it was close to $200 per share. Now it's $30. So you know something? This is one of those companies that's losing money, and they're trying to do something to change that around, John. That's exactly why they're laying off the people and the executives are foregoing their salaries for the rest of the year. They got to do something. It's a way of stopping the bleeding, John. That's exactly what it is. It's a way of stopping the bleeding. They got to do something. All right? They got to do something. And that's what's happening. IP, I like the 3-8 crossover. Right now, leveling out. I don't remember who was asking me about the live trading, but listen, I'm trying to give you some plays to look at. This is a little bit off topic. And you know something, it does say live trading in the daily, so I wanted to look at some stuff. I'm not feeling Merck. A lot more volatile, a lot more non-traded bars. I'd rather have you in a stock that's trading. Westrock, again, 3-8 cross, boom, right there. Goes. 3-8 went bearish right there. Was that a win? Absolutely. Falling knife, don't catch it. 3-8 cross right here, off that low, only 10 minutes. Now look how quick it's turning around. Not every stock that has the 3-8 crossover is going to work out, but you know something? The 3-8 on 5-minute bars still hasn't crossed bearish yet. Leave it alone if you jumped in there. All right. Would I jump in now? No. I'd wait to make sure that the stock is still going up before it goes back up. You again are the man. I love following you guys. Listen, it's not following us. It's the guidance that we try to give without telling you what to do. That's what it's all about. Nope, I'm not looking at that one. GEF. I don't like the non-traded bars on here. I'd rather have something that's got a lot more. Nope. All right, so those are the stocks that I'm looking at from a hot sector. Some stocks I did like from the standpoint of day trading today. Some of them I did not. Michael says, I think with summer coming that oil companies is the place to park your money. I'm thinking that, yes. I'm thinking that summer cooling the house, the bills are going to be extreme. They're going to be higher than they were last year to pay the bills to cool your house. That's what I think is finna happen. So I'm just letting you know to just be prepared for that, folks. Be prepared for that. All right, Joey, how many likes do we got? 53. If you guys like the content that you've seen so far, don't forget to hit the like button. You know me, I always like to try to get at least 100 likes. If you like what you see so far, hit the like button. And again, if you haven't shared this with people that you know, please do that for me as well. All right. So from the standpoint of finding some trades to get in today, there's another way that I can do so too. Let's go to the homepage of the VectorVest software. On our homepage, we can see what stocks are moving. Right here on our homepage, where's the money going? Wow, Chesapeake up 12%. Let's highlight all of these stocks. These are our top stocks in the database. Let's right click. Let's view the stock graphs. Let's go see if we got any buying opportunities here. Now, Murphy Oil. Murphy, a little bit of choppyosity going on right now. Here's the market open at 9:30, 5-minute bars. A lot of sideways move. It is higher than it was at the open. That's why it's up. But a lot of choppyosity back and forth and then sideways move. If I'm looking to get into this stock today, I needed to take out the daily high before I pull the trigger on that. Ooh, I'm not feeling that. That's ugly. I'm not feeling that. That's ugly. I'm not feeling that. That's ugly. San Juan, I own this stock. That's for the purposes of transparency. And I've been held. This is my oil play. This has been my oil play. Let's put this on a 3-month graph. A little bit of a sideways move. On an end-of-day basis, I probably should have pulled the trigger to get out a couple of days ago, but I still have higher lows. All right, if I don't count that. I still have higher lows, but I got a little bit of a triangle, a little bit of a wedge going on, a little bit of a consolidation. But this is one stock that I do own as my oil play. Heck, I hit the like before you open your mouth. This session never disappoints. Thank you for that, Roger. I appreciate that. which oil companies to invest in. You know something? Let's do this. If petroleum, look at this, petroleum is up today about 1.25%. So who asked me that question? Which oil? Eddie. You want to be able to know how to do that? Let's view the stocks in that sector. Now, I'm not going to show you all of the stocks in that sector because you may not be a subscriber to the software. I'm going to show you the top 5, though. I'll show you the top 5. All right. Out of 287 stocks in the sector, I can show you that it's one of the hottest sectors we have. I can look at the top 5 and see which ones I would want to invest in. So that's, Eddie, how we go through the process of trying to hone in on the best stocks within the best sectors. Here's our top sectors. Paper, we already know, is a hot sector. Utility, I could do the same thing. Right-click on utility. Since it's one of the hottest sectors, look at the top 5 that are here. All right, top 5 that are here. As a subscriber, folks, you get a lot more information. I got 117 stocks here. All right, I'm only looking at the top 5. Do I want to jump on any of these today? Let's take a look. Do I want to jump on any of these? Wow, EQT, beautiful, nice move up. Even on the pullback, the 388 held. Finally, the 38 got you out here. Would that have been a good opportunity if you got in early this morning? Absolutely. You would have pulled out a win. Right now, the 388 just crossed. Could this be the entree getting back in? I like the volume. And now I know my next headwind is sitting right at the high. But I like the basing, the following, making a level of support. Now moving up, I wouldn't mind pulling the trigger on this right now. RT is rising, but I do know that I probably, if I'm in it, I'm going to take half off the table or take the trade off at the high because that's the next level of headwinds. What else is in here? SWX, sideways move, not ready to take this. It's not really moving up. EXC, look at that. Found a level of support. Found a level of support sitting out here about 47.77. Like the rebound, the 388, I would really love to see if it could break above the high to show me if it still got the move like it had the legs earlier this morning to run up. That's what I'd be looking for. All right, that's what I'd be looking for. So for the purposes of you guys trying to find out what are the best stocks to get into at any given time throughout the day, the VectorVest software gives you that ability right from the homepage of our software to get you those answers. Here's our top VST stocks, our Midas Touch, just like everything Midas Touch turned to gold, that are here as well. And I can see what's moving and look at them. That's how I do this from the purposes of looking at from day trading. Please do not forget to show how to find the bottom of the market with VectorVest. You got it, Kobe. As a matter of fact, finna do that right now. All right, let's go to another portion of the software. Let's go here. Let's go to our views tab. When did the housing market crash? When was that? 2007, 2008, going into 2009? Yes. Back me up now. Come on. Yes. Let's go back to 2009. Everybody, yes, that was the time. Yes. Talk to me. Holy smokes. You guys got a 2007 to 2008. Thank you, Miss McClintock. Let's go to 2009. Let's go to the January of 2009. No, I don't want to do that. I'm going to go to March of 2009. See that right there? Right there is where we call a confirmed up call. That is the slowest, most conservative market timing call we have, okay? I'm going to go back a couple of weeks, talking about finding the bottom. I'm going to go to the 5th. I'm going to go to the 5th, March 5th of 2009. Now, I'm going to show you something. In our software, we have indicators that tell us when the market is starting to look for a bottom. Buy to sell ratio, when it's at a level of 0.20 or below, the market's looking for a bottom. The MTI, when it's at a level of 0.60 or below, the market is looking for a bottom. Now, let me talk to you about a falling knife. Look at these indicators. We're telling us that we were looking for a bottom for a while. All right? These indicators were telling us we're looking for a bottom. Here's our traffic light into the market. Red, a lot more red than anything, right? In our guidance, 3/5/2009, prudent investors should not buy stocks. Aggressive investors and traders should play the market to the downside. Bingo! Knowing that an explosive rebound may occur at any time. Everything that was going on in the market at that time was saying that we were looking for a bottom. What were we looking for? Some semblance of a catalyst before. So we were preparing our customers. All that red, everybody, first off, before I move on, all of this red in the market was bearish, yes or no? Type it in the room, do it quick. All this red in the market, not more red than yellow. The market was definitely bearish, yes? Type a yes or no in the room. Come on, we got to move because I got to prove a point here. All right? And this is going back in time. And we've got footsteps in the sand that we can't change that was going on at this time. All right? Keep that in mind. All right, let's go to 3-6. Let's go up one more day. I'm showing you on the calendar. I'm going up to 3-6, which was a Friday. All right, We got a lot more stuff, blah, 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 blah. Look at this. Look at what we wrote on 3-6, folks. Itching to rally. We were preparing our subscribers that the market was at the point where it's getting ready to bottom. We wrote a whole essay about it, about what was going on in the market and why we felt that way. All right, let's go on to 3-9. Oh, and before I do that, what was the guidance? Prudent investors should not buy stocks at this time. Aggressive investors and traders should play the market to the downside, but be alert to an explosive rebound. Hey, Armand. All right, let's go up one more day. Let's go to 3-9. Bingo. Prudent investors should not buy stocks at this time. Aggressive investors and traders should play the market to the downside, but still be alert for a look at that. Still, everything is still sitting in place. 3-9. Let's go up to 3-10. Ooh, we had an update, didn't we? What did we say? Prudent investors may go bargain hunting and bottom fishing. Now, that was on 3/10 of 2009. Talk about, can we time a bottom? Let me go look at the market timing graph. Whew, this makes me feel all warm and fuzzy all over. Let's go back 5 years. 2009. We got to go back more. 2009. January. May. Let's go. I don't want weekly, though. I want end of day. Let's go end of day 9 years. It still isn't enough. Let's go end of day. All data. Let's do that. It's going to take a minute for it to load up. 2009. All right, let's talk about this. Was that a bottom? We had 2 of them. All right, and we probably had a call on each one of those. Overall, and this is after the fact, can we call that a bottom? Yes or no? All right, just looking at it after time, can we say that that's a bottom? Yes or no? Type a yes or no in the room. All right, that's all I wanted. That's the only question I'm asking right now. Is that, after looking at it now, is that a bottom? All right, the yeses should be coming in. Now, let's look at the time when that bottom happened. When was the actual bottom? Ooh. Actually, right about 3-6. When did we say to go bottom fishing? What date did we say? 3-10. All right, 3-6, 3-7, 3-9. Look at that. That was the day that we said it was okay to go bottom fishing and go. Did we hit that? For everybody in this, did we hit that? Did we hit it? That was the date. That was what was in the views. Did we hit that? All right. Let's go look at right now. For anybody who don't want to answer because it's right. We did. We timed that bottom. Let's take this up into right now. Let's take us all the way up into right now. Let's go back to the views tab. What was the views? Let's take me back to current. So I want you to, that was back in 2000. That was probably one of the best bottom fishing opportunities of a lifetime, folks. Coming out of that coming out of that. And actually, I could do the same thing about 2020. Let's do that real quick. Oh, man, you guys got me all off track. But listen, you guys got me really all off track. But I think that this is important for anybody who doubts that we can actually time a bottom, folks, that we can time a bottom. Let's 2020. Let's go. Actually, let's do this. Let's go to the graphs. Let's go to 2020. Bring me back on a 5-year graph. Where was the bottom? The bottom was actually on 320. This is looking at it. The bottom was on 323. 323, I'm going to call that 323 after the market fell off. Let's go see what was going on in the data. Let's go to 323 of 2020. Let's go to 323 of 2020. Prudent investors should not buy stocks at this time. But what was going on? A lot of yellow was popping up in the color guard. Let's go up to the next date. 324. So the 323 was the actual bottom. Should not buy stocks at this time. All right, that's another day off of the bottom. Let's go to 3. Dang it. I hate that pops up over there. Go to 325. Prudent investors may buy stocks long if the market is rising. If the market is rising. So the actual bottom we saw. Now let's keep on going. 326. What was the data? Prudent investors may buy stocks long when the market is rising. Play the market as it develops. Well, with what? With a bias to the upside. So looking at the graph, that was the actual bottom, and we were already starting to get our people into the market. Can we time a bottom? Heck yeah. Can we get and show where a top is? I can do the same thing for a top. So for anybody out there who's not a subscriber to the software, you ask me the question, can we time the bottom? Yeah, we can. That was just on 2 big occasions with the housing bubble and COVID. Yeah, we can. So I still take us back into right now. Are we preparing our customers right now? Let's go back to the views. Are we preparing our customers right now? Let's get me all the way up into current. Oh, man, you can't tell me that we cannot time a bottom. And you know something? This is outside of what I had planned for today. But I'm talking to everybody out there who thinks that we can't and that we're just bloviating about what we can do. I just back that up. What you just saw is documented and stays there, and it never changes. What's our guidance right now? 5/10/2022. Prudent investors should not buy stocks at this time. Aggressive investors and traders should play the market with what? A bias to the down. We are not telling anybody that we're anywhere close. The indicators are telling us that we're looking for a bottom, but nothing is getting us ready for us to go bottom fishing. All right. Does that make, for everybody who's not a subscriber to the VectorVest software, does this at least make sense? Even if you still don't believe it, that's on you. But at least for those people who are not subscribers to the software, does it at least make sense? What you just saw was historical information that's backed up in the software. I can't make this up. It is documented, and I can invite you to go back to any day in our database and look at what the guidance was on that day. On any day in our database, 99 cents gets you access to the software to do what I just did for 30 days. 99 cents. I'm not asking you to mortgage your house to take a subscription. 99 cents. I invite you to go to any day, and you want to go find a market bottom? Go look and see what our data says. And I get passionate about that because people come at me. Oh, yeah, so you called the bottom after the fact. Ha, ha, ha. Bull crap. I just showed you that we do this time and time again. And the question is right now, are we at a bottom? The answer to your question is no, we're not yet. We're not even giving the guidance to anybody that we're at a bottom yet. All right. How do you see the capitulation in the market? Does volume dry up afterwards? When you say capitulation, what am I missing as far as the market settling in? I don't think the market's capitulating. If I'm looking, the market's going down. When I think of capitulating, I think of the market moving sideways. That's what I'm thinking. All right. I don't see the market capitulating right now. I strongly see that the market is going down. There ain't no capitulation right now. Mike says, I'm a new subscriber. That was a great example of VectorVest. Mark says, based on what you just showed, I would subscribe. There you go. Gotta run. Thank you so much. Glad and again, folks, this is why I ask you guys to share this live link. You never know what's going to happen. I went all off kilter what I was supposed to show today. So we looked at a lot of some live trades, but we looked at the power of what the VectorVest software has to offer to you, especially in times like right now. Inflation is high. Interest rates are rising. People are losing money. We give the guidance to at least protect you. And it may not be what you want to hear. Guess what? Right now, it's not what you need to hear. It's not what you want to hear. It's what you need to hear. I need you to know that the market is going down right now. I need you to know this is not the time to buy stocks right now. I need you to know that this is the time to be defensive in your portfolios right now. That's what you need to know. Now, I'm losing money and I don't want to hear that. Then that's on you. These are the things that you need to know, and this is why we do what we do. And this is why here on this channel, especially from my perspective, I'm not here. I'm not here to just say, hey, go buy this stock, go sell this stock. I'd rather educate you than to try to give you a fish. I'd rather to teach you how to fish so that you can live for a lifetime, rather than just to give you a fish and say, go buy this stock today, it's going to go up. And if that ain't for you and that's not what you're looking for, then you don't need to be here. I'm just being honest with you. My job is to educate you. My job is to teach you how to fish. My job is not to give it to you. Sometimes I will. Sometimes I got stocks that I want you to look at. Sometimes I'll give you a fish. I'd rather to teach you how to fish. All right. So with all that being said, capitulating to me is a big push down, followed by intense volume and turning around, creating a hammer. Oh, is that what it is? We don't have a hammer yet, even today. Here's today's activity. I got a little bit more of a spinning top. I don't even have an inverse hammer. I don't have anything showing me the market is capitulating even from that perspective. Hey, Glenn, which few stocks would be the best Chinese reopening play? I got a whole watch list. Go to the viewers tab. Go to my special watch list. Guess what? I got a whole China watch list of stocks. And I could do the VectorVest analysis on those stocks. That's to answer your question, Armand. Again, 99 cents gets you access to that. I don't know who you impersonated right there, but it reminded me of old school Eddie Murphy. No, it wasn't. No, Lou, I was going to show the truth chart, but I'm not ready to do that today. Not today. I showed a lot of stuff that I don't normally show here because, again, I don't want to give this all away. I don't want to give it all away. I want, folks, this is it right here. 99 cents gets you 30-day access to everything that I just showed you. You want to go back in time and see what we said in our reviews, in our guidance on any date, you can do that. You want to find the best Chinese stocks to get into, you can do that. You want to find the best dividend stocks to get into, you can do that. You want to find what the hottest sectors are at any given time, you can do that. 99 cents gets you 30 days access to do all of that stuff. All right. You know something? You guys made me use a lot of freaking energy today. I'm ready to stop. I am. There was something else I was going to do. I'm going to hold it off until Monday. I'm tired and my voice hurts. But folks, for anybody in here who thinks that we cannot time the market or we cannot tell you when the bottom is going to happen, we'll get very close to it. We just happen to pinpoint that 2009 bottom. But I can get you in close to a bottom and pretty much time it on any. And right now, we're not there. And when it does happen, when we're getting close to it, we'll give the guidance. Glenn, does the trial include access to the VV University? Absolutely, Roger. It does. All right, it does. Miss McClintock says Glenn isn't a licensed broker. He can't tell you to buy or sell. He can only show you the tools so that you can decide what fits your portfolio. That is what VectorVest does. All right, so, hey, I didn't get 100 likes today. So either I pissed off a lot of people or you guys forgot to hit the like button. All right. Today was one of those days that, it just goes to show that on a live presentation, I can go any which way. I can go any which way. I know there were stocks that I wanted to look at for you guys, stocks that you guys gave me. I might still do that. Where's my other thingy? Is it that one? No. All right, you want to look at Amazon? There was 5 stocks that I wanted to look at today. I'm going to do this before we go. Thank you, Joey. I'm going to do this before we go. Remember, I put out in the community tab that Patrick and I wanted to look at stocks that you wanted to look at. So I picked 5 for today. One of them was from Laura Walker. Are you here? She may or may not be here. She may have to watch this on the replay. Laura Walker, are you here? All right. And if you are, you picked Amazon as a stock you wanted me and Patrick to look at. And the interesting thing for me here was that, where is it? Interesting thing was the analyst ratings. A lot of people feel good about the stock. Positive, overweight, buy, outperform. So that was the only thing that I saw that I really liked about it. Laura also gave me Tesla. Tesla Giga Berlin is hiring fast with over 4,000 employees already on duty. That's huge. That gives them the ability to still be able to create inventory. Everybody's chasing after Tesla. So I like Tesla as well. Gerald Foster, are you here? Gerald Foster. Now, if anybody wants us to look at your stocks, go to our YouTube. I've got on the community tab a place for you to type in your stocks. These are the stocks that I picked for this week. Gerald Foster, are you here? He may not be here either. He picked out Ford. I got Ford. I got news on Ford. It sold 8 million Rivian shares. No. Don't put them in here, folks. Go to our YouTube channel. I've got a post up there for you to put your stocks in. Put them in there. All right. Ford sells 8 million Rivian shares. And this is a big story. They still got a lot of shares, but they sold 8 million for 214 million. Amazon, who's the other backer of Rivian, I keep hearing stories that they may be selling off some of their shares as well. Rivian may be in for some trouble. All right. And the other one that Gerald wanted was Disney. Now, there's a bullish story and a bearish story I have on here. Investors should not overlook Disney's theme park performance. And the other side of it is Disney shares have hit a 52-week low. What's going on? I think that any stock that's hit a 1-year low, you got to keep your eyes on. Now, unless the market is moving higher, I don't think that this is one of those stocks that you pick up now. I don't pick this up now. I think that Disney still has the wherewithal to go higher, but I don't pick it up now. I make sure that the market is moving in my direction beforehand. All right. And one other stock, Faro 32. Are you here? Faro 32. See, the people's stocks that I picked, you're not even here. Sigh. Tonix Pharmaceuticals reports first quarter financial results and operational highlights. They went back to the fibromyalgia drug. Remember, that's when I picked up on them for the fibromyalgia. I did a whole story on them and why this was so important for fibromyalgia. And they went back to it. They pivoted. They went to COVID vaccine, but they got some stuff in the pipeline. So I like them. They're dirt cheap. They're super cheap. What's the price on it? It's like less than $1. They've got some stuff in the pipeline, which if FDA granted orphan drug designation to TNX 2900 for the treatment of Prader-Willi syndrome. Organ transplantation phase 1 study initiated. I do like the stuff that Tonex has in the pipeline. All right, in the pipeline. So we will see what goes. So go to our YouTube. Now you can go back to the last screen, to our just me and Patrick's picture, Joey. It's on, and I'll put up another one. I'll put up another one on the community tab. You need to go check it out. When I put the post up there, put your stocks there. We'll take a look at them, and possibly next Wednesday we'll pick a few from there to look at. Disney is not in politics, I know, and I think that Disney's they got themselves into a political thing. They do have themselves into a political thing. I don't know how that's going to affect them adversely or not. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Did I get 100 likes? I got 91 likes. It is what it is. Again, today was driven by what you wanted. You wanted to see more live trading. I gave you some candidates to look at for live trading. You wanted to see, I opened my mouth and said that we could time the market to get you to know when the bottom happens. I went back in time to 2 big points in time, 2, where we actually were right on point for a bottom. So for anyone that's out there that says, who's not a subscriber and think that we can't do it, we can. If you want it proved, 99 cents. 99 cents gets you access to the software for 30 days. You want to go into our reviewers tab, into our views tab, go find a date. Go find a date and go look at our guidance. All right, so I'm done. That was that. And I love you all. You guys, that was an awesome conversation. Awesome questions. I'm not afraid of any of the tough questions that are out there. Now you can go for, I had Cafe Bustelo. I didn't drink a lot of it today. You guys had me on the run. Yeah, I was moving. Patrick, you got anything you want to say? All right, so Patrick was real quiet today. All right, so thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. And I appreciate you sometimes letting me just talk. I love teaching people how to make money in the market, but I love teaching people even in the tough times. And answering the tough questions. I think that as a YouTuber, you got to. You can't be afraid to talk to your subscribers. All right, and I'm not going to always tell you what you want to hear. That would be me doing you guys a disservice. I got to tell you what you need to hear. All right, I got to tell you what you need to hear. I ask a question about oil, if I should sell my oil stocks. Michael, I answer your question. I think that no. I still think that oil is a good play. All right, I think that oil is still a good play. I think we pulled back, but because oil is still, the supply of oil is still tough to come by, I still think that oil is a good play. It's pulling back. It's got to. It can't go up forever. All right, that's my answer to that. All right, I gotta go. Adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. Bom dia, salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. Until next time, folks, see ya.